There was so much talk that they don't want you to take ivermectin. Ivermectin is the way to go. Take it. Joe Rogan got better from ivermectin. And by the way, I don't like what people did to Joe Rogan about ivermectin. I don't like it.
You did it.
No. Okay,
yes, you did.
Find the clips.
Dude, find the clip.
We have the clips. Welcome back to the JP Rex channel, my beautiful, freedom-loving friend. This is where we like to call out the lies, hypocrisy, and corruption of tyrants and their useful idiots. Hello, Chris Cuomo and Satan. Shine the light of awareness on woke absurdities and highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters because truth conquers. Now, Dave Smith, he is a comedian by trade. Man, this guy is well-informed on history and politics. He's got an intelligent mind. I do consider Dave Smith to be a freedom fighter whose work, whose perspectives I really value hearing. Chris Cuomo, disgraced CNN anchor, who's now doing this disingenuous play of trying to be accepted by what I would call like the side of freedom. Dave Smith absolutely trashes him with nothing other than obvious truth and exposes Chris Cuomo for being the gaslighting, lying weasel that he is. Catches him in pure gaslighting bliss. So, the context here. Chris Cuomo and Dave Smith had a debate on Patrick Bet-David's podcast, and a lot of it centered around the COVID, what Chris Cuomo was saying on CNN, being the useful idiot, take the jab, ivermectin, that's only for horses. And since then, Chris Cuomo, he's recently come out on previous appearances on Patrick Bet-David's podcast, and was like, I don't know why the media was saying we shouldn't take ivermectin. Like, I've been taking it all the time, and everybody's like, dude, you're a hypocrite. You were the one saying this. So Patrick Bet-David brought these two together to have a debate. It is absolutely stellar because any tyrannical person or useful idiot who is full of lies, hypocrisy, and corruption and still gaslights to this day while trying to be just so disingenuous, trying to appear to be on the side of freedom. I love it when those people get called out and are able to be seen for what they are. Dave Smith really illuminated Chris Cuomo for being what he is. We're going to take a look at some of the highlight clips. I think you'll like them.
There was so much talk that they don't want you to take ivermectin. Ivermectin is the way to go. Take it. Joe Rogan got better from ivermectin. And by the way, I don't like what people did to Joe Rogan about ivermectin. I don't like
You did it.
No. Okay,
Yes,
good.
you did.
Find the clips.
Dude, find the clips. You shamed Joe Rogan.
Find the
You
clips.
said he's taking horse dewormer. You and Don Lemon were chuckling at each other about it.
No.
I'll go find
First
the
of all,
clip.
you just saw the clips.
I watched it.
I'm not chuckling. I'm listening to Don. But
No. The
here's
clip I'm talking about wasn't.
So Chris Cuomo in this moment, he is doing gaslighting. He's like, no, I didn't shame Joe Rogan. I didn't say that. No, we got find the clips. The clips don't say that. And we're going to see, like, he said what he just said he didn't say. This is gaslighting. You couldn't, like, script how to gaslight any more accurately than this.
On there, and
Here's-
it's absolutely
look,
there.
we
Here, do we have it? Hold on, let's play the clip.
And by the way, there's a studio audience for this podcast recording. They don't seem to be on the sympathetic side of Chris Cuomo.
Drugs for animals and horse.
And people telling them to. Oh my God. What person? You talk about cancel culture and who to shame. Ivermectin, a dewormer. Really?
They are shaming themselves.
That's what it is.
Shame them. They're shaming themselves.
So you're taking a dewormer right now.
This
Chris, you can't apologize for that. You weren't being clear that it was this, and you know that, dude. You're being so dishonest right now, man.
I'm not
You
being
were talking about.
He's being dishonest and he lies and gaslights so much. He literally says, I'm not being dishonest.
Ivermectin, the drug. You were not talking about this version of ivermectin. Come on.
Now, before we get to the next clip of this debate, and boy, it wasn't so much of a debate, the internet wins. Take a look at this from Twitter. Live footage of Chris Cuomo trying to weasel his way out of the lies he said about Joe Rogan. Dave Smith playing the role of the fence. I'm going to play this in double speed. It's pretty accurate. Take a look. Dave Smith was that fence. Chris Cuomo is that guy trying to weasel his way past the fence. Yeah, you're caught, Chris. Masterful symbolism of what we just saw. In this next clip, you'll be shocked to hear that Chris Cuomo comes across as a hypocrite as he's accusing Dave Smith of just trying to get attention, and then he denies that he and his network were funded by big pharma. 75% of all advertising on cable news networks, CNN, funded by pharmaceuticals. It was great. Take a look.
My criticism would be that your interest is about how it generates attention. And that's fine, but it won't fix. I'm telling you right now, if God forbid something happened again, we would be lost about how to do it differently.
If he's talking about a pandemic, no, I don't think we would be lost on how to do it differently, because we would be doing what we want to do, which would include 0% obedience.
Have a pocket of people, 25, 35%, who say, I'm not going to do it. And you would lose.
We won, and we would win again, Chris.
That case again.
It's really wild, Chris, for you to psychoanalyze me and say my interest here is in generating attention. You're the guy who went at CNN, said everything to defend the vaccine when you were being sponsored by Big Pharma, and all of a sudden now that you're here on PBD show, you'll say the truth.
Another lie. I was not sponsored by Big Pharma.
No, but for
I'm
you to
not
attack...
sponsored by Big Pharma.
No.
I'm not against the vaccine.
Hold on. You're not even listening to what I'm saying. You're attacking my motive, saying all I care about is generating interest. Meanwhile, when those CNN checks were coming in, you said nothing that would have put them in jeopardy. But now that you're here, you're starting to tell a little bit of the truth.
So hold on. No. That's not true.
No, that's not true. Yeah, it is.
I don't have a changed opinion about the vaccine.
Chris, go look at the montages of what you were saying then to what you're saying now. You don't have a changed opinion.
Absolutely not. And when Pat put out this clip...
Okay, in this final clip, what we'll get to in it is Chris Cuomo explaining why he owes no one an apology for smearing Joe Rogan, smearing Ivermectin, even though Chris Cuomo now admits he takes Ivermectin, him lying relentlessly every night on CNN. This is a narcissist explaining why he does not owe anyone an apology. If you want to know how to be disingenuous, take some notes. We'll get back to this in a second, but first, here's some old financial advice that I don't subscribe to anymore. Work hard and save your money. Personally, I don't like that anymore because our money loses an immense amount of value due to inflation. Storing your value in dollars is kind of like holding an ice cube. You watch the value melt away. In fact, the dollar has lost 98% of its value relative to gold. But here's the good news. What if you could earn income in gold, which can't get inflated away, unlike the dollar? Well, Monetary Metals helps you do just that. They offer the ability to earn income in gold, growing your total ounces over time by loaning or leasing your gold to qualified gold-using businesses. And it's easy to get started. Just go to monetary-metals.com/JPReacts, where you can open an account in less than 15 minutes. You don't have to be a slave to the system anymore. You can opt out of the dollar, central bank, fiat currency, corrupt financial system by getting on your own personal gold standard with Monetary Metals. It's an honest return on honest money. Quite frankly, the way it's supposed to be. Earn 2 to 5% annually on your gold while supporting qualified businesses in the gold industry. Visit monetary-metals.com/JPReacts for more information and to get started opening your account. Now back to the video.
It was kind of amazing to watch you admit so many of the things that you admitted on the podcast with Pat, but at the same time, you laughed off the idea of an apology. Yeah. Your first thing you said was apology. No way. There's no way. And then you proceeded to go on to confirm what all of us had known for so long. But you, sir, were smearing people like us for having this view. You were, at the time when the COVID insanity struck, you were the #1 show at CNN.
By the way, what's going through Chris Cuomo's head right now while he's listening to this? He's just probably like, this is not going well. What lie can I say to turn this around?
A time when the nation was going through a major crisis and totalitarianism swept throughout all 50 states. Actually, -1, I think South Dakota never had lockdowns. 49 out of the 50 states went totalitarian.
They didn't have lockdowns, but they did have a dog get killed at 13 months. I think that's what happened in South Dakota. So we got to get the facts. We'll keep
it was something, I think Kim Jong-un was involved. Right. I'm not sure about the details.
Right.
But during this moment, we really needed people, especially people who had a big platform. You were the #1 show at CNN, which is huge.
It's not huge.
And it seems to me that you, rather than doing what your job should have been at the time, which was to be skeptical of power and to shine a light against the propaganda, it seems like you ate up every single piece of propaganda, repeated all of it without any thought to whether it was true or not, and then smeared millions of Americans, like myself, who were opposed to this stuff. So that's where my beef is.
I understand your beef. Why would I not apologize?
Here it is.
An apology is when you say something that you shouldn't have said, that was wrong to say, that you said for bad reason.
So far, he qualifies for his own definition of an owed apology.
You're trying to hurt. None of those apply.
Gaslighting. Wow. Wow.
I hear your understanding of the pandemic. I don't agree. I lived it closer than you in many ways. Closer than any of you, probably, in many ways. And there were absolutely mistakes made. The idea that it was a totalitarian regime, that's hyperbole.
Why Chris Cuomo agreed to be a part of this debate is beyond me. The only thing I can think of that made him want to do this is not that he wanted to, because it turned out incredibly not well for Chris. It's because Patrick Bet-David now employs Chris Cuomo to be part of his valuetainment network. So my guess is it was a job obligation that he needed to be a part of this debate. That's the only reason why I can imagine Chris Cuomo was sitting in that seat. Now, just a quick post-game reflection. This next and last clip, this is from Dave Smith's podcast. This is after the Chris Cuomo debate, and we'll hear about a minute of Dave giving a reflection. And honestly, Dave is humble in this. He could be doing a touchdown dance, like, dude, I wiped the floor with him. What a dumb bastard. But he's very humble. I mean, he's honest. It didn't go well for Chris, but I do want to applaud Dave. Like, he's not gloating in a victory, which is pretty humble of him. I wish he was gloating, though.
I think there were just a lot of moments that looked really bad for him.
Saying that lightly. Dave, you could say more, but yeah.
And I think he knew that. I think pretty quickly into the debate, he knew what this was. I'll give him credit for doing it. I give Patrick Bet-David a ton of credit for doing it. I think that the people who were very upset with Pat for hiring Chris, I do understand where they were coming from. I'd hope after that debate that they would rethink that a little bit and go, look, man, people should go to jail over COVID tyranny. I don't know that we'll ever get that.
I don't think
we got this. We certainly deserve a lot more of these with a lot more of the major figures, who were responsible for the insane hysteria. But I don't think we've had any other ones. And if it wasn't for Pat hiring this guy and then setting it up with me, we wouldn't have had this one. So,
and that's true. No other useful idiots or tyrants who have been held accountable in the court of public opinion. But the fact that Patrick Bet-David hired Chris Cuomo to be a part of his valuetainment network media company was basically a great service, because that then obligated Chris Cuomo, former and current useful idiot, to have to sit in a seat in the court of public opinion, having a conversation and debate with someone, Dave Smith, who is incredibly well-informed and sees reality through his own eyes, not through the glaze of brainwashed propaganda. With that said, my beautiful freedom-loving friends, I love accountability. I love when lies, hypocrisy, and corruption from tyrants and useful idiot has the light of awareness shined on it, so that we, the people, can see others for who they really are. You and I probably already saw Chris Cuomo in the same light, but I'm guessing this interview series helped wake more people up to see him and people like him for what they are: lying, gaslighting weasels. No apologies for calling them that, because quite honestly, that might be offensive to weasels. With that said, I'll look forward to seeing you on our next video. Let me know what your thoughts are on this Chris Cuomo debate in the comments below. I'll look forward to reading, and I'll see you soon, my freedom-loving friend.